Alright, here we go. I think we're in week 6. I want to say week 6. Oh my god. Division game against the Rams. Almost won the Super Bowl last year, which was also known as the most boring Super Bowl ever. Defensively, it was a good game, but that was literally the most boring Super Bowl ever. The commercials weren't even that great. I think that says something though. Commercials. Commercials, everything about that Super Bowl could have been better. The only thing that was good about that Super Bowl weekend was they had like a halftime heat thing on WWE Network for NXT. It was Team Dream, Aleister Black and Ricochet versus Ciampa Gargano, and Adam Cole. That's fucking awesome. I didn't mean to, but neutralize him. Beat the Russian, hold them to 1 or fewer rushing touchdowns. Oy. God, really? Alright. Buckner. No. Buckner, I need you fully healthy. Sorry, buddy. Alright. Verrett, actually, you did pretty good last game, so you know what? Are you actually? Just gonna take $10 million for a year? Are you shitting me? Oh God. This ain't nothing for the pack. Got 16 sitting in the lap. Whole squad all dressing all black. Every single last one of them got my back. Hey, 20 of us, that's 20 goons in them. Ice cream whip, triple school. I got 3 strikes, ain't got to lose. Oh, these guys, they really kill me. Come on, I'm highly favored. Don't wanna blame me. No conversation, ain't got time for no debating. It's for the taking, no hesitation. Don't try my patience. I'ma pour out 1 for the set, boy, till there's nothing left. On a run to the bed until we all got them baguettes. Hear them footsteps coming, cause we coming for the jet. We ain't gon' run, no we don't hide. I can never switch, not a day in my life. Rita, I'm still pissed with you. Let's see how y'all do after this game. Oof.
Fellas, we've got to have a great practice today. There's no other option. We've got 17 weeks, we strap it up and we get better each week. This is one of those times you got to take advantage of it, all right? So let's get at it.
Here we go, here we go. 180!
We're running verticals. Come on, guys. Oh, yeah, okay, fuck that.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. 180! Get hot! Here we go. 180!
Ooh, excuse me. Oh, on the outside receivers. Oh, okay.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. Black 80! Get hot! Here we go. 180! Get hot!
Damn it.
Here we go, here we go. 180! Get hot!
Oh my god, we're gonna restart this over. I want that gold.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. 180! Get hot!
Damn. Oh my god.
Here we go. 180! Get hot! Here we go, here we go. 180! Get hot!
Damn it.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. 180! Get hot! Here we go. 180! Get hot! Here we go, here we go. 120!
Actually, you know what? I wonder what happens if I get off 5.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. 180! Get hot!
Oh my god.
Here we go. 180! we go, here we go. 180! Set hut! Here we go, here we go, here we go. 180! Set hut! Here we go. 180! Set hut!
You have got one more opportunity. Let's go for gold.
Hey, you know what, man? That was pretty dang good. And you know what's really scary? It gets me even more excited. We're only scratching the surface of our potential. This team has so much talent. So just keep pushing.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
And we're gonna get to that next level.
Damn.
Here we go. 180! Set hut! Here we go, here we go. 180! Set hut! Here we go, here we go, here we go. 180! Set hut!
Whatevs.
Here we go. 180! Set hut! Here we go, here we go. 180! Set hut! Here we go, here we go, here we go. 180! Set hut! Go ahead.
Damn it, guys.
Here we go. 120! Set hut! Here we go, here we go. 180! Set hut! Set hut! Here we go, here we go, here we go. 180! Set hut! Here we go. 180! Set hut! Here we go, here we go. 180! Set hut! Here we go, here we go, here we go. 180! Set hut! Here we go. Black 80! Set hut! Here we go, here we go. 180! Set hut! we go, here we go. 180!
Hey, man, listen, great job today. It was a step in the right direction for you and this team. And as long as you keep moving in the right direction, we're going to be just fine.
Let me find out my team bowling. You look like you need a timeout. I'm a star in the clutch. I'ma shine out. Working hard. Yeah, I'm back on my grind now. Game on. Took a loss, but I stay strong. Super Bowl rings. I just wanna play off. Gotta go hard. I could never play soft. Giant in New York. I run it back like Saquon.
All right, here we go.
Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan, gold tank. Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more boards than a Shawshank. Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan, gold tank. Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more boards than a Shawshank. I don't wear ball mains. All I ever do is ball main. I am not a rapper, they all lame. I am not dope, I'm hard. Wait, I got power up and level up at any
Try
moment.
to hold them
Spitting
to
like a semi, only give me semi-colon.
one rushing
Overseas
touchdown.
rolls like I'm sending yell nets. Every flow is
It's girly power.
Coach, thank you much. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the city of Angels, Los Angeles, California. Today, it's an NFC West battle between the San Francisco 49ers and the Los Angeles Rams. This one taken just inside the 10.
Not during this season.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line. So out come the Rams now for their first possession. They're led onto the field by the former Cal Bear and the #1 overall pick in 2016, Jared Goff.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
Tighten up. Pull it together.
Now the third leading rusher in the NFL last year, Todd Gurley. Not much there, maybe a couple up to the 35. And the offensive starters here for Los Angeles.
And I think the entire league benefited when Andrew Whitworth made the decision to come back for his 13th NFL season. Still one of the best offensive tackles in the game. 4 Pro Bowls, 2 times first-team All-Pro. He's now 10th among active players in the NFL in games started.
From the 35 on second down, Goff. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Eric Armstead, the defensive end, will get credited for the sack.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
3rd and long. It's gone. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But fortunately, he's bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose.
Damn.
And a little bit of good fortune there. He wasn't able to get it back, but he did have a teammate on the spot able to retain possession for them.
So mad about that.
The 4-time All-Pro Johnny Hecker is on to punt for L.A. Back deep, Antonio Brown. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Niners now to get their first drive. They'll have Jimmy G calling the shots. Grew up in the northern suburbs of Chicago, went to Eastern Illinois. Jimmy Garoppolo.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. It's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately. One touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
A first carry for the former Falcon, Tevin Coleman. And some room to roam now. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. It's a gain of 34.
Here we go.
This is a little bit like baseball here. Strong up the middle. Both sides want to be that. In this case, the offense ended up winning the ultimate battle.
And those big runs between the tackles, that's a little deflating for a defense, isn't it?
It really is because that's where your strength's supposed to be. You're supposed to be in a spot where they can't make that yardage there. You're supposed to send them outside.
There he goes, right side. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. A big play there for the Niners. 41 yards on the ground. A couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit.
Yeah, these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting...
And across the goal line, into the end zone, touchdown 49ers. Tevin Coleman, his second touchdown on the season. And the Niners have taken the early lead.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strikeability as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well organized, well coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it out past the 30. Here's a Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically, what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Getting passing easy. You know, it's still an all-pro.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. Now Goff will hand this one to Gurley. Oh, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets him into a 3rd and 1 situation. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
He needed a yard. That's what he got, and it's going to earn him a new set of downs.
Well, that was big right there because they're in the bottom 5 in the league and converting on 3rd down. They needed that pickup in a big way.
There were 2 things they said they wanted to win in this game. One, the turnover battle, and the second, 3rd down conversions. So they got one there. And now the throw here is incomplete, and with that, we come to the end of the first quarter of play. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Los Angeles. It is the Rams in possession as they've got it with a 2nd and 10. Now on 2nd down, this is Gurley. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage. And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people...
Yo, I gotta check something.
Miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
That's good check. Stone All Pro.
Let's go.
Well, later tonight, we have more football. Sunday night football, a good one out west. Steelers and Chargers might see equal amounts of black and gold mixed with a powder blue in the stands for that one. And then tomorrow, Monday night football, Detroit and Green Bay battle in the NFC North from Lambeau Field. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And now running right through it. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A big run there, 29 yards and a first. Well, he's broken off some big-time runs here in this first half.
Yeah, and let's just face it. When you go into a game, you think you've got the plays that are going to work, but when you actually get out there and they're starting to happen, your confidence rises, and he's running with terrific ability right now.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. Oh, and now he bowls him over. A very solid gain of 27.
For many teams, the evaluation of tight ends has really changed. We used to wonder about how they would block first and foremost. Now we want to know how these guys can run, because we envision them in offenses catch the ball. How much yardage can they gain after that?
And that on display there for a good pickup. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Marcus Peters up to make the tackle.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
11.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Garoppolo. And he slings one that's incomplete. Antonio Brown, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd down.
I know in every game we do, we talk about momentum. That was a momentum play lost. And now there could be a letdown because they did.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Tevin Coleman with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the 49ers add 6 to their lead. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
So that drive spanned 5 plays. And Tevin Coleman polished it off with a touchdown run. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board.
He's coming.
On the draw, Goff gives to Gurley. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. And the tackle there by Quan Alexander. Goff now looking to throw. This pass complete to Reynolds. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Back to throw. Goff working the middle here. That's complete to Everett, the tight end. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. They'll get this complete to Cooper Kupp. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. This will be the first red zone opportunity now for the Rams. It's 1st and 10 at the 14. Goff throwing again. This will be caught at about the 5. And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. Cooper Kupp His third touchdown now on the year. And the Rams have got this back to a one-score game. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. A lot of football. The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. Now a play fake here on first down. Samson Abukum leading the surge there as he drops him for a loss of 6. Another try after the first down sack. Garoppolo. This is caught by Antonio Brown. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half.
Here we go.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Slant. Hey, alert.
To throw, it's Garoppolo. He's going to fire one deep over the... And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, 49ers. Antonio Brown in the final seconds of the first half. And the 49ers add on to their lead. That's a pretty quick response to that last touchdown drive, and it seemed like they may be giving up momentum. But not so fast.
No, not at all, because they ended up pushing the lead up once again, and you're exactly right. Thought momentum might have been shifting. Instead, they grabbed old Mo, didn't let him get to the opposite sideline.
Gold with the extra point, and it's now 21-7. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And the end result for the 49ers, a touchdown. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Final 10 seconds of the half as they've got it 1st and 10.
Watch the screen. Check. Left.
To throw is gone. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting 49ers on top. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks. A few teams starting to rise to the top as it's time to take you around the NFL here in Week 6. We'll begin out in the desert. Atlanta taking on Arizona. And those two are tied up as they play the second quarter. From there, we head over to MetLife Stadium to check in on the Jets. And you can see they trail the visiting Cowboys. The Cowboys looking to sew that one up, and they look to be in pretty good shape. Finally, we head to the shores of Lake Erie. See what's going on with the Cleveland Browns. And they were winners in that one as they defeat the visiting Seattle Seahawks. 31-7, the final score. In the game you're watching, it was Jimmy Garoppolo who was brilliant in that first half. His guys have a 2-touchdown lead as we hand it back over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the second half. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because What you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you feel like you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. They were trying to create some space to run. They created the penalty.
And you work on it so much. You work on it so hard. But it's tough to simulate game speed in practice. And that often runs you into a penalty.
The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Play fake there to Coleman. Now Garoppolo. And the Rams got him. They bring him down. Corey Littleton. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9.
They need to stop to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the third quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go to the lockers with that 2-3 score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
He's going deep for Brown. He's got a man complete. 20, 10, touchdown, 49ers. Antonio Brown, 89 yards. And the 49ers add 6 to their lead. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit, get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, the second half, no matter what, whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever, this was a big score to start the second half.
Now Gold for the extra point. He knocks it through. It's 28-7. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. Fairly short kick, taking it to 14 here. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36.
Oh, wow.
Now the attention turns back to the Rams offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Nick Bosa. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. Well, they were coming out of the 4-3 defensively. Pressure coming off that right side from the DN.
And that's the blind side of most quarterbacks. If you're right-handed, that's the side you don't see quite as well. And that's why you rely on your left tackle, maybe your highest-paid offensive lineman, to take care of you. In this situation, that didn't happen.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a third down.
Barney sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep, then curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you said, listen, if you're going to sell the go, just go, and let's see who's faster.
Fourth down now after a loss of 2. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a first down.
Now let's discuss Antonio Brown as he heads back out there now.
Mike, here we go.
Seems like the measuring stick for a receiver for a great game is 100 yards. Well, he's well past that now.
And as we analyze how he's getting them, that's where it really becomes fun because Let's face it, they keep sending coverage at him, keep trying to put the pressure on, yet he finds ways downfield and finds openings. That's a really crafty receiver. First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A gain of 13, it's a first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Here we go.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
One, Omaha.
24 is the mark. I can't believe we let you play.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
And shedding his way forward. And great yardage here all the way deep into Los Angeles territory. A big play there for the Niners. 48 yards on the ground. One of the reasons that this team is on this win streak, big runs like that.
When you see runs like that broken off, you know this is a team that's confident running the football. A big reason why this streak has occurred, they've come together, had a plan, and stuck to it. And when you get big-time runs like that, it makes it easier to stay with it, doesn't it?
Eluding the pressure right. And they will score. It's a 49er touchdown. Jimmy Garoppolo, his third touchdown of the game, number 9 on the season. And the 49ers add on to their lead. He doesn't need a lot of space for an electric run. He showed that there. Heck, they told us this week they were hoping he would break a big one. He just did.
And what did his offensive – I mean, remember we talked with the offensive line? And one of the guys, one of the stalwarts said, I don't even have to make a great block for him. I just breathe bad breath on the guy in front of me. Often that opens up enough space for him to go.
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. On the NFL scoreboard elsewhere, third quarter down in Arizona. And you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. Matt Ryan, over 300 yards now and also 3 touchdown passes. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were.
Robert Woods. And the open receiver, it's Robert Woods. Touchdown, LA. Robert Woods, his second touchdown on the season. And the Rams are able to cut into this lead. Well, if they're going to make a game of this in the second half, they need a few big plays to go their way. That's one.
And the way to get it done is to also conserve time. So to your point, that big play right there, now you're not moving the ball downfield, taking time off the clock. You're leaving yourself a better avenue to continue to try and make a comeback.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will be taken down here on the return on what will wind up being the final play of this third quarter. Back now in Los Angeles. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here first and 10, just shy of midfield at the 48. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage.
Brandon Pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast, when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
First seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot.
And now off to the races, down the right side. And across the chalk, into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Tevin Coleman. His third touchdown of the game and fourth on the year. And the 49ers add 6 to their lead. Gold able to tack on the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And Tevin Coleman polished it off with a touchdown run. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go.
Oh, that's Henderson.
And the Rams getting set to go now. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
54.
Now it's gone. He's going to dump it off to Gurley. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
Call it a 3-yard gain, and it'll bring up a 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle him after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and...
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. So it's Rams football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. From the gun on 3rd down, Goff. And that is incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit. I've got an idea. Let's skip racing to the airport at the end of this game. Let's go to the post-game press conference. I have a feeling that the quarterback of this winning team is going to be giving a whole lot of credit to the running game and the offensive line.
Yeah, I was just going to say the offensive line, yes, carrying the ball has been key, but those guys up front, they've made a lot of space. It's the Pro Bowl corner, Aqib Talib there to stop it.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead, positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Flush to his right. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30. 49er fans likely holding their breath watching Garoppolo scramble, but that time it pays off. He's in one piece, and he's got the first down.
That ain't shit.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Garoppolo looks to throw. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, second down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Garoppolo looking to throw. Flushed out right. Now on the run. He'll throw it. And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play. So it doesn't affect the outcome, but a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top.
And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone can stop this. They have full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that is leading them.
All day.
It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now, because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
Well, a little drama there at the end, but really this thing was already decided. The late points get scored, and then it ends on the kickoff.
And I'm right there with you, partner. At the end of the game, they knew what they had to do. Just make sure you don't cough up the football at the end. Just take care of it, and victory was theirs, and that's exactly what they did.
No rushing touchdowns.
So for the Niners, they improved to 5-0 now on the young season. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Washington Redskins. Meanwhile, for the Rams, they can't quite seem to turn things around as they fall into 2-4 now on the year. And they'll try to turn it around next week as they head to Atlanta for a matchup with the Falcons. So for Charles...
Go. 6 in the books. We're still 5-0. Hopefully to beat 7. This is good. So oh, we got some awards. It's a player, 14 carries. Coleman, yes. Like so. Ah, that's cheap. Damn. Bam. There we go. That's just Rita, you can wait a bit. But alright, that was week 6. 49-14 against the Rams. So let's review. I can't go either way. Just Those are standings for the entire NFC. NFC. 5-0. About the Saints and Cowboys. Wow. Damn, the Cardinals get the brick speed off them 1-5. Alright, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time.